For offline participants, if you wish to ask the questions, kindly raise your hand and wait for the microphone. And for virtual participants, please do not hesitate to write down your questions in English or Bahasa in the Zoom chat box or use the raise hand feature to ask directly to our speakers when the Q&A sessions begins. And for students who are taking part in this event are encouraged to submit a summary report for the session. And for each speaker, we'll have a 30 until 45 minutes to present their materials, and we will have around 15 minutes for Q&A. Please keep your questions brief and relevant to the topic, and we will select the address questions based on the time availability. So, without further ado, we begin our first plenary sessions. We are honored to welcome our first keynote speaker, Professor Insinyur Harkunti Pertiwi Rahayu, PhD. Hello, Professor. Welcome to the screen. Mana? Ada? Hello, Professor. Welcome to the screen. You are still mute.
Hello, please.
Hello.
I think the host keep on muting me. Okay.
Okay. So welcome to the screen. We will be with you around 30 until 45 minutes ahead.
Okay.
So, before that, I would like to briefly introduce Professor Insinyur Harkunti Pertiwi Rahayu, PhD. She got her PhD in engineering from Kochi University of Technology, Japan in 2012. She is currently professor of Urban and Regional Planning, Institute Technology, Sumatra. She has served as associate professor in School of Architecture, Planning and Policy Development, Institute Technology, Bandung since 1990. Now, she is also the chairperson of Research Center for Sumatra Earthquake and Tsunami Mitigations, Institute Technology, Sumatra. With over 28 years of experience, she has active international leadership roles nationally and globally, and she was awarded in Newton Prize for 2019 and 2024. She got National Research Priority Award. So, Professor Harkunti, welcome to the screen. She will be aligning us on disaster mitigations. Please, Professor, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. So, good morning. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Honorable Minister of Higher Education and Science Tech, as well as Honorable Rector of WESCA, Rector of UNILA, and our beloved Rector ITERA, also distinguished guest speaker and all the student participant. So I would like to share something that related with disaster mitigation from the perspective from the climate as well as the natural disaster. So allow me to start that I already have been introduced by Madam Moderator that I would like just skip this one. So basically my presentation or my keynote will be divided into 8. The first one, why we need to know disaster mitigation in overall, and then a closer look at the Sumatra earthquake sources, since all of you is coming now is from the West Indonesia University Association for this community engagement. So I would like to focus on the Sumatra earthquake sources, as well as the impact of the West Indonesia, as well as impact low appreciation situation for disaster mitigation, and learning from tsunami 2004-2011 and learning from Tohoku 2011. And there are some other issues that I would like to share, especially the challenge and the opportunity for all of you to learn for the global initiative as well as the global commitment. So I would like to share here that why we need to know disaster mitigation. This has become important issue as a beginning of the opening session of this what I call International KKN for all the international students as well as Indonesian students. So I heard also there are some students from overseas. So maybe some of you will identify at the end of this presentation where is your country, whether your country also participate in our collaborative regional activity in the global system. So remember that where we are now in Lampung, right? So in Sumatra, West Indonesia, we know that this Krakatau is very beautiful. There are top 10 attractions actually in the volcanic itself. For example, the beautiful of lava flow, Stromboli eruption, Krakatau eruption, geysher, and so on. But anyway, behind the beauty, there is also a huge threat when this erupted. So this photo actually taken one of the pilot in during the eruption of 22nd December 2018, where this eruption have been shaking the wall of the caldera and collapse and then become the tsunami which is hit all the Indian Ocean, the Sunda Strait region and both and Lampung as well as the West Java or Banten. So this is like I would like to share like I've been doing some research, reconnaissance survey basically after those tsunami in the other side of Lampung, which is like in the Banten area. The effective is quite bad because during that time is just in the middle of holiday, 22nd December, at the beginning of the end of year holiday, a lot of people bringing the family to go to the resort in the Banten area, I believe also in the Lampung area, and suddenly this tsunami has hit those both area in Lampung as well as Banten. So it is very sad to say this, but I would like to share to all the student here that you need to know where we are, and because we are part of Ring of Fire, we also have impact of the climate change. So this is very important to understand why disaster mitigation is very important to understand and to know. Then here that maybe some of you, especially the Indonesian, that we know this is the profile of the disaster in Indonesia from 1815 until 2024. You can see how many hazard, or we call it threat, disaster that has occurred in Indonesia, starting from flood, landslide, abrasion, extreme weather, drought, forest fire, earthquake, tsunami, volcanic eruption. So you can see this figure is very important to understand. Why? Because this is showing the number of events, what I call here the frequency, and then the loss of life, what we call here the impact. So decision here, if you are the planner, or if you are the decision maker in the government, or you are the scientist in one of the in the institution, for example, not only Indonesia, if you see this figure, so what you're going to do? What mitigation that need to be prioritized? The high impact or the high frequency? The blue figure, the blue bar chart, showing the high frequency, but this line, the orange line, showing the high impact. Indonesia high impact of this disaster actually contributed on the tsunami 2004 that I would like to highlight because it has become the stepping stone for us to wake up and then work a lot on the disaster mitigation area. So this is very important to see this, but remember during the rainy season, flood is become a major threat disaster because most of the urban area has changed and then it caused the flood. Flood is not because of the rain. Flood is not because mainly of the climate change, but it is because also the behavior of the development of the human being. They forgot. They all developed on the riverbank. They forgot about to provide the sufficient drainage system. So when there is a big rain and the extreme weather, whether due to the climate change or the ordinary raining, so the flooded still occur because of this behavior, what I call here this anthropogenic disaster. This is not in the figure, but this is very important to understand that anthropogenic disaster also contribute the significance of the disaster occur for any natural disaster. So the next one that if maybe later we can have discussion. The next one here, if you are talking the total damage, looking at this only in the last 4 years in the 1,000 USD. So this is like we can see globally, this is on the global, that earthquake actually have the big contribution of the big impact, followed by tsunami, and then followed by flood, and then some small thing is landslide, volcanic eruption, extreme weather, and drought. So this is global disaster that has been measured by EMDA. It's very important also to understand the impact. So why we need to do some intervention, especially on mitigation itself. So here, like I would like to share with all of you that this is like where we are, Indonesia, and then this is the number of the country who understand about the disaster, and then they contribute in the in the research, but in the research only in the papers. So this is the distribution of the papers that coming from all the country related with this disaster science, or we call here disaster mitigation or disaster science. You can see a lot of people is doing contribution. You can see the country with less threat or less hazard, but they produce more. But there are some country who has high hazard or high threat, but they produce less. You know why? Because understanding of us as academia, sometimes we forgot to know about that we need to learn more and actualize and share what we did to the global. So this is like the parameter that has been used for us for all the people working with the disaster. Here at the country contribution to natural hazard, we understand here this is the focus of the country, like the earthquake, flood, tsunami, and then a hurricane, volcano, and wildfire. Indonesia contributed all of these natural disaster, starting from earthquake and then tsunami. We have a regular flood and volcano. Remember this volcano? We are starting from ages ago. The eruption of Mount Toba actually has changed the world into the Ice Age. The eruption of the Tambora has changed also the political in the when Napoleon tried to attack the Russia, but because of this Tambora earthquake, the Tambora eruption, this ash has covered the whole, what you call here, the whole sky, and make and prolong the winter season in the Europe. So Napoleon has defeated, and then this become the history. A lot of invention also due to the Tambora. For example, the invention of the bicycle, because of this prolonged winter, there is no food for the horses who used to be the transportation during that time, and all of the horses die. So people has been forced to think, to use their mind. So this invention of the bicycle actually due to this prolonged winter of impacted by Tambora. So you know that this is Indonesia, and we are proud to be Indonesian because we are part of Ring of Fire, even though we have a lot of disaster, but we also, surplus with these natural resources. So I'm glad all the international participants, you can eyewitness some of the case area that Pak Arif from LPPM, I believe, will bring you to see in the Sunda Strait. This is where this one of the fantastic and then, volcano eruption of the Krakatau is become, worldwide memory. Then here, because of, before I'm starting, I would like to share also that Indonesia part of the Ring of Fire, because Indonesia is the meeting point. This is of the geodynamic position, the meeting point of this four, what we call here the plate, the world plate or global plate. This is plate, you can see the plate keep on moving. For example, Indo-Australia plate is moving to the northeast, as well as the Eurasia didn't move because they are continent plate, and then Philippine plate as well as Pacific plate, they are moving to the other side like northwest. So you could imagine how this activity of the plate itself make Indonesia become also part of the Ring of Fire, the sources of all the earthquake, which can generate the mega thrust or the tsunami, as well as the giant earthquake. So from the left picture, you can see on the right, there are almost like 60% of this coastal line in Indonesia are prone to tsunami. So prone meaning here like starting from moderate risk until the high risk. You can see here from 80,290 kilometer coastline, 60% are highly prone to tsunami. So you see where you are, and then when you're gonna have this community engagement just right in the Sunda Strait, it is you can eyewitness a lot of issue with this due to the not only for the climate change impact, also for the natural disaster threat. For example, tsunami, Krakatau, as well as the tectonic earthquake. Hopefully nothing happened, but I believe that LPPM will, ITERA, especially here, will take care of you, and then ITERA and UNILA will take care of you, and then you will be safe. Please take a look all the precaution. Okay. Then here I would like to introduce that we are part of Ring of Fire. This is the plate actually. If you remember when you are kids, your parent brought you the jigsaw puzzle, right? You try to put all the puzzle to fit in each other. So actually this is the global, or what we call, earth plate in the world. You can see here Indo-Australia with Eurasia and Philippine and Pacific, they just right each other. But the problem is they're not sitting like our puzzle, but they are moving all the plate, the African plate, Indian plate, Indo-Australia, Eurasia, all this plate is moving. The problem, this moving generate energy, and those energy has been captured with the plate. When the plate couldn't take it anymore, it released the energy and become what we call earthquake. If the earthquake occur in the land, the impact is like a lot of damage in the land. But if the earthquake occur in the subduction area, which is the undersea, so you can understand that the impact is not only earthquake, but the collateral is the tsunami itself. So this is very interesting thing that we need to learn. Maybe before I move here, some of you might come from the country in this figure. Remember that a few weeks ago, that the big earthquake occurred in Myanmar, exactly the same subduction zone from Indonesia. And you can see here that Myanmar is just right after above the Andaman Sea. So the location of subduction, it should be carefully, considered if you plan your country or you plan your city in this region. So I would like to bring you a closer look at the Sumatra earthquake sources itself, starting from knowing and what is megatrust and then tsunami megatrust, because this has become viral, the megatrust, earthquake and tsunami. So we need to share with you to make you understand what is this megatrust. So it's not reading from the newspaper, but you can read. And then I would like to give you the, what you call this, small knowledge, because I just give you like 1 hour. Usually I give like 1 semester. So, but at least it's opening your mind, the importance of understanding what is megatrust, not only the gossip of megatrust. So the megatrust actually has been viral because of this Nangkai megatrust. This is where I study actually in the Shikoku Island, which is Kochi, exactly in the cove, where is during my study, all Japan, especially the Shikoku Island, maybe if you learn the geography, we are expecting about the Nangkai trough. Trough is the other name of the megatrust. So they are expecting this Nangkai trough that will release the energy, and then all Japan has prepared for this Nangkai trough starting 2005, long before 2011 tsunami. But unfortunately, those tsunami, the big one that they expect happened in Nangkai trough, but happened in Tohoku area, where this is from Miyagi trough, and then people didn't expect that much. So the huge collapse has been occur in all the built environment in Japan. So I would like to share here, but since 2005, they are preparing to be ready for Nangkai trough, and there's nothing happened in the Shikoku region as well as until Tokyo region. But August 8, 2024, exactly is 5 p.m. in the local time, that the earthquake is occur exactly in the Nangkai trough. And then even the tsunami only happened 31 centimeters, but they prove that this area will be expecting a big megatrust sooner. So this is like what happened by the viral of this megatrust. Learning from that issue, actually, I would like to share with you that Japan has been prepared since 2005. If the trough of Nangkai is occur, so what happened? They said this is the kind of region that will be affected. and then what should they do? How high is the tsunami? So this is kind of thing they calculated not only on the Shikoku region, but also Honshu until Hokkaido. They are preparing for only for the Nankai tribe. Then then based on this mega trust they are preparing, they do a lot of disaster prevention. This is prevention, mitigation, and preparedness with the target that they need to reduce if the earthquake, megatrust, and tsunami of Nankai occur, they can reduce the impact to the human being as well as the asset. So they did a lot of this, intervention of mitigation, starting building earthquake-resistant housing through they make the law and improve or retrofit of all these old houses to become resistant to earthquake. And then they improve awareness of tsunami evacuation plan, maintenance of coastal facility, reduce fire to the earthquake resistant building, and countermeasure for steeply inclined area prone to landslide for the collateral hazard if this earthquake occur. And then by doing this, approximately they can reduce the death from 17,800 in Shikoku area and become half 8,700 person. So this is like what they are targeting if there is happen, but at least the death of the people due to the collapse of the building and infrastructure will be reduced. And then you can see here, and then the economic impact also will be reduced. The loss is expected 57 trillion yen and can be reduced into 31 trillion yen. So this is they also calculate with the projection of the value of the asset of the development. So this is very important how they can measure the economic impact, how they can measure the reduction of this economic impact if they have done the mitigation. For example, they can calculate the loss asset with this predetermined risk assessment, and then flow on effect outside of the affected area, interruption to production, and then restriction of the aerial traffic, and so on. So this is very important that the economic can be still sustained with only half of the expected impact. And not only that, they prepare with the swift recovery. Swift recovery is the recovery plan. If something happen, especially earthquake and tsunami, they prepare can be moved back for the services as soon as possible within 24 hours. So this is one thing that has been done in Japan. So we can learn that in Indonesia. We need to do this swift recovery. Every city, every region, and every province in Indonesia, and I believe also in other country which is prone to the earthquake and tsunami should be ready with this swift recovery. And then this is what you call here that what is megatrust actually if you're talking from Indonesia, especially Sumatra region. Megatrust is a very, very sexy word now that actually is the meeting of the two tectonic plate, which is what I call the subduction area. Because of this plate movement and all the energy was accumulated on the subduction zone and it released, so that's become the big earthquake. So that can occur, which is mega, so can be occur earthquake with the magnitude above 9.0. So we call this is zona megatrust. So very important, look at these pictures. That is a movement of the earthquake and then accumulated of the energy and releasing of the energy. If happen in the land, so we have, big earthquake, a lot of houses damaged. But if occur in the sea, it will be double because not only the shaking, but also the tsunami will be hit all of the area in the coastal zone. So this is I would like to share, this is in the global, that the megatrust area. So the black line is the subduction zone, the meeting point of the two tectonic plate. And then this will be divided because the subduction zone consists of several subplate, what we call subplate here, 1, 2, until 10. So this is actually has been developed by Pusgen. Pusgen is association of the all the expert, which is led by Ministry of Public Works. So you can see here they divided Sumatra megatrust and so on. And then close to Lampung, where you will have the, the community engagement here, like zona 6 here, the Java Megatrust and then Sumatra Megatrust. And then this is expected that something that we need to consider in the planning itself, that we need to have the safer city, safer region, as well as safer tourism area. And then I just skip this one. Those number actually has been elaborated further in the number that will be expected. How big is the earthquake will be occur in the subplate? For example, the Megathrust South Sumatra, the expected will be 8.2 magnitude in this region, meaning like the big of 8.2 tsunami you can imagine will be occur like tsunami happened in Nias back 2005, right after the 2004 Simelu tsunami, earthquake and tsunami. And then impact of Sumatra earthquake here. This is the earthquake, the expected that has been put into the what we call this zonation, megatrust tectonic zonation for Indonesia, with expected the earthquake that might generate. But also you can see here what I call the seismic gap. Seismic gap is the location where there is no big earthquake occur. So we have to anticipate. My best friend here, Pak Dani Hilman from LIPI, actually he has a lot of data, and BMKG also try to put where is the gap. The gap meaning the energy has not been released, meaning in the near future, maybe tomorrow, maybe 10 years, next 10 years, maybe next 100 years, those big earthquake that expected to be occur in those regions. So this is what we have to be careful to look at this seismic gap. You can see here the seismic gap 1. So this is like in the Mentawai region. Seismic gap 2 is in the Sunda Strait region. Seismic gap 3 in the south of East Java and Bali, and seismic gap 4 and so on. So this is cover of the whole Indonesia until the east part of Indonesia. And this is the yellow color actually is showing the data of the earthquake has been occur daily. They measure this earthquake starting from magnitude 3 until magnitude 7, and then some earthquake with this 7 to 8, 8 to 9, and above 9, which just occurred the last one 2004. And here just give you idea all the data of the earthquake has been compiled. Look at this data, it's like dot. It seems like every time we take a breath, earthquakes occur somewhere in Indonesia. Just figure is talking about in the West Indonesia. You can see only few will be occur in Bangka Belitung. Only few will be occur. Only few has been occur in Kalimantan. So most of the earthquake, whether small or big, are occur in the Sumatra. That's why Sumatra is very rich with the natural resources, but also rich as the sources of the earthquake itself. And not only that I would like to share here, that here is what we call the from my friend Pak Dani Hilman. Here he also record the earthquake occur in the land, not only on the under the sea, but this is on the land. Look at this, all the numbers. It's exactly occur in the Semangko area. What we call here Semangko fault line is just divided Sumatra into two parts, the west part and the east part, starting from Aceh until the Lampung, until hit Sunda Strait. So the fault line is different with subduction zone. The fault line here is happen because of the formation of the earth is different. So this is made because of the shaking, and they keep on moving also. So this become also the sources of the tectonic earthquake. The earthquake is very significant, not a small one. You can see here some earthquake occur 7.2, almost 8 in those region. So this is also need to be considered. Even size magnitude 6, if this is shallow earthquake, a lot of houses, if they didn't build to the seismic resistant building code, so the house will be collapsed. So this is, we have to be careful. In the land, we have this Semangko fault line itself. So here is a thing that I would like to share some of the impact of the earthquake occur in Padang as well in PD Jaya. You can see this is government building. It's a two-story building is just become one flat building. So it's very dangerous. So earthquake, people understand earthquake never kill the people, but the building will kill the people if we didn't consider this earthquake into the design of the building itself, as well as the in other infrastructure, not only building. For example, the bridge, also the other, vital infrastructure, for example, oil refinery, and then power plant, and so on, should consider if they built in the region of the active tectonic zone. So they have to build toward this seismic resistant design. Just give you idea, compare of this is the how big is the loss and how big is the economic impact due to the several earthquake in the Indonesia as well as US and Japan, just for the information. Last but not least, here that I would like to share from the threat itself, actually, this is what we did with my colleagues here, all my colleagues in the Indian Ocean Tsunami Warning and Mitigation System. We try to understand and to use this model of tsunami to make other country in Indian Ocean to understand the importance of building the country toward seismic resistant and tsunami ready for the whole region. So this is on the left one. Remember the tsunami 2004. I know a lot of you has not been born yet during those years. So this is like happening if we try to model the wave and the energy actually hit the whole Indian Ocean. My friend in Maldives, my friend in Maldives, and my friend in, for example, in, in South Africa or then Madagascar or Mauritius, they didn't feel the shaking. Only in people in Sumatra and some in the, in Phuket and some other area feel the shaking. But they just happily have the water, what we call tsunami, hit them very fast. So we have to make it understand that tsunami can occur not only preceded by the you feel the shaking, but if there is long distance tsunami, you just receive tsunami from somewhere. And here, for example, if the expected tsunami earthquake and tsunami will occur in the South Java, as for sure, this is Australia will be hit. Also, the South Pole, Antarctic also will be hit. So this is the travel time, the energy. If we understand those megatrusts will occur in the, exactly the same location for Simelu as well as the South Java megatrust. So this is we make most of the country in the ocean understand the priority to build their country to be safer toward any natural disaster, especially earthquake and tsunami. So, next slide here, I would like to share with you. Maybe before you come to this session, the opening of this community engagement, international community engagement, how do you expect or how do you know about disaster mitigation? Do you know about disaster mitigation? Have you experienced any disaster? For example, earthquake or maybe typhoon or maybe flood, anything? So this is very important. Not only experience, but you can see how is the appreciation of the stakeholders toward this mitigation itself. This picture is become like, very routine. It's become challenge for us as an academia. Whenever there is earthquake, people will say, oh, where is disaster mitigation? Where is earthquake mitigation? Has not been implemented in the area. And people was complaining, start blaming everything that you can blame to the government, to the academia, and maybe to the media. But the problem here, actually, disaster mitigation has been invented in a lot of area in this, earthquake high zone or tsunami high zone that people can understand. But how big is the society? The gradation, the complexity of society, like the government building is secure, but the housing, the community houses need also to be secure. So this is the media keep on saying that no mitigation has been implemented. So it's very, very sad to see this. People just respond very reactive and they have short memory. They forgot we have big earthquake in tsunami 2004. We have a lot of big earthquake in Padang. We have big earthquake in Lampung. But people forget they building the houses not following the parameter or design for this earthquake resistant building code. Even like maybe the city or regency doesn't have the building code. So this is become tragic. We are like the country who has to follow the law, but enforcement of the law is very low. People just build the house whatever they would like, and people just build the house wherever they would like to have in any place, dangerous place, without considering any parameter for their structural design. So this is very sad to see this. And this is another example here. This is classical problem. It's always like cyclically happen. People forget. So where has been learned? They never have learning. The short memory on knowing the risk and as well as knowing the safety. So the culture of the building itself has not been embedded in everybody's mind, not only the people, but also the government and also the industry and all what I call here the pentahelix. Pentahelix consists of 5 elements of the society: the government, the industry, the business or industry, and then the community, and you as an academia and the media. So we have to work together that this thing will not be happen every time we have earthquake. We understand Indonesia is very rich as the sources of earthquake. Earthquake can be happen anywhere, anytime. If you forgot to build your house stronger, if you forgot to build your infrastructure in your city stronger, if earthquake happen, something like this will be in the picture. So we didn't want something like this happen. That's why disaster mitigation is very important, to accommodate all the parameter of the threat that has been exposed in our country into the building, into the planning, and into everything, especially on the development side. Then here, learning from 2004, 2011. A lot of people, when I share a lot of sharing on the 2004, 2011 was said, why we have to learn from Japan? Why we have to learn from Indonesia? Because we have similarity between Indonesia and Japan. We are sitting on the very active tectonic setting. We are sitting on the what we call here ring of fire, a lot of subduction and everything. So, learning of Aceh, I'm sorry, Rector USK, that I shared this picture again. I'm very sorry also for participant, especially coming from the Aceh region, Nanggro Aceh province. So this is very devastated impact. You can see the changes of the landscape from the before and after 2004 tsunami, earthquake and tsunami. This is not only tsunami, the earthquake is big. And then you can see how people has been saved in this mosque. So how you can see how strong is this mosque. So we have to learn from this mosque because the mosque is stay still, hit by 9.1 magnitude of earthquake. But you can see the land, the shaking, the tsunami has changed all the information, geo-information of the land itself. Here, like this has been understand. This 2004 tsunami, earthquake and tsunami in Aceh is known also as Indian Ocean tsunami because it's not hit Indonesia part, but hit another 17 country, including Sri Lanka, Maldives, all these Indian Ocean country. So there's a lot of country has been suffering. That's why we call here mega disaster. And the shaking is very long. So longest lasting earthquake shaking in the world, 10 minutes. You could imagine if you are in the roller coaster, I don't think it will be 10 minutes. You are roller coaster maybe 5 minutes, but it feel like ages. And then this is 10 minutes shaking. You can imagine the building must be collapsed if they didn't strong enough to to resist the earthquake shaking. But learning from this grand mosque, in Banda Aceh, I was amazed. We need to do something like that. Not only the mosque, the school should be as strong as this, building the mosque. We need also to build the school, the hospital, public building, supermarket, and the houses. And the impact of the earthquake, about almost 230 people died in the Indian Ocean. From Indonesia itself is 170,000. 500,000 people are displaced. And then this is a big measure that you need to provide. Displaced because the land was gone. Displaced because the house is gone. Displaced because the house is also distracted. So this is very important to understand the impact, not only loss of life, but also how many $7 billion. I mean, it just the numbers, yeah, damage on the built environment. The city, the region has been severely damaged, especially the ecosystem. And this moment actually become the wake-up call, the importance of warning and mitigation system. So this is mitigation system. It should be there embedded part of the planning in the national level, province level, city level, as well as the regency level, up to individual level. So this is very important learning from the big disaster. So this wake-up call actually has been responded by all the element of the, in the Indonesia, including myself as personal, because I'm part of the academia. I was involved in developing a tsunami early warning system in Indonesia using the science and technology during that time. But later, we not only relying science technology, we need also to include socio-technology, because science and technology itself doesn't solve the problem. Looking at this next picture that I will share the importance of the approach of socio-technology in the warning system. Also, there is like disaster mitigation, what I call here disaster risk reduction. Needs science, engineering, socio-technology has been implemented, for example, in Aceh, in Bali, and so on, like making the map, making the evacuation planning, making the building stronger, learning from the Masjid Raya Baitur Rahman in Aceh. Then here, very sad picture again. Exactly April 11, 2012, there is a big earthquake in the same ground zero 2004 earthquake and tsunami. People in Banda Aceh was flocking panically. Other picture also have been happened in Padang, which is actually they are expecting the big mega thrust earthquake and tsunami occur. But people was forget when strong shaking occur. People was just rushing. They bringing the car, walk and then motorcycle, try to save themselves. But there are some, what we call here vertical evacuation shelter has been built under the Japanese program. But people, only small people went there. Small number of people went there. People just try to be flocked in this. And this is make me sad actually. Starting from 2005 until 2012, we have been working very hard, not only in Banda Aceh, but almost west part of Indonesia. We introduced about the strong building against tsunami and earthquake. We introduced about how to evacuate, especially in the densely urban area. You cannot use car because the intervention of mitigation is there. You just run to the vertical evacuation rather than bringing your car. But people still like panic. The trauma is still there. So I have research here that I get this from the government of Banda Aceh. The location exactly is in here. The meeting point of the evacuation route. People was flocking, and luckily the earthquake only occurred 30 to 80 centimeters. So no people killed and not significant damage. But imagine if the same magnitude of earthquake occur and tsunami like 2004, I believe more people has been died because of that. So this is picture actually make us learning that mitigation should be continuous, cannot just one spot or one time project. It should be embedded in our mind, embedded into the planning, embedded to everybody mind, especially you are the future of the nation. We understand this not only one shot, because earthquake can be happen anytime, any minutes, in the near future or in the long future. We don't know, because there is no such science can predict exactly when the earthquake will be occur. But we can anticipate with the probabilistic theory. My friends have developed the PTHA, PSPSHA, probabilistic seismic hazard assessment, including probabilistic tsunami hazard assessment. Using the probabilistic, you know what does it mean by probabilistic? For example, the probabilistic is 90%, meaning 90% will occur. But the problem, where? Okay, the probabilistic 80%, meaning 80% that this event will occur. But the issue here, the parameter when doesn't have exit, where will be access, because we are concluding in the assessment itself. So this is very important moment that we need to do. And then one of my student that was back 2013 is Soraya Kamala and myself. We make a research to make that interview with all these people in this picture, then what they do, and then during the shaking. Most of these, but 150 people who are showing in the picture, we interview that during those 2011, where did they go? The unique thing, people staying or living near the shelter, vertical evacuation shelter, they prefer to move to the mosque because in their mind, the Baitur Rahman Mosque is the safer place in the world. So they prefer to run, bring the car wherever to go to the mosque. They forgot in front of them. So the problem here, the socialization of the building itself is not been embedded, and then people doesn't understand the importance of those mitigation in the area is saving them. No need to run far away. You can stay there and then run to the rooftop, which is like 5-story building. But he need, the reason why they didn't go to the vertical evacuation is they sat too close to the coastal line. This is very unique, too close to the coastal line. This is why the mitigation has been done, implemented near the coastal line, because people didn't have to run further inland. That's why the building should be there, but the trauma of the people is too close to the coastal. They are afraid that the building will be hit by the same tsunami power. So they just didn't want to go. But this building actually has been designed and constructed by JICA during that time to sustain toward earthquake as well as tsunami. So this building must be strong. Then here that people still like the trust of the people to the engineering and to the mitigation is very low. We need to collaborate when we conduct the mitigation itself. We need to talk with the people starting from design until the socialization of the use of the building. And then the second issue why they didn't go there, as nobody ran there. So people always like using the mass psychology. They will run together with the people. So if somebody go there, everybody will go there. If nobody go there, nobody will go there. So this is like the mass psychology issue. We need to understand that. So why we need to do that? If we conduct routine or regular drill, people will understand, so everybody will go together because they know. So there is no distracted people. And then the third one, never think to run there. So this is dangerous. Never think. This is become the parameter that we need to consider using this participatory approach starting from design until the implementation. And the last one is very, 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 impressive here that we need to understand. Did not trust the strong of the building. And then this is need to be understand why people didn't go there. We need to improve the approach of the planning, improve also the approach of the utilization of the building itself. Okay, maybe this is the last one before we go to the question and answer. Learning from tsunami in Tohoku. This picture, I love it very much. The planning, while I studied there, all of Japan is ready for the magnitude 8 of the Nankai tribe that at the beginning of my presentation. So this is the blue color or blue zone. This is the inundation, when tsunami run into the area. So this is become what we call the hazard map, magnitude 8. But eventually, God have this agenda, have his agenda, and God and the nature have their own phenomena. So happen the magnitude 9. So this is very good learning that we need to see how we plan using the worst scenario is very important. They know the worst scenario will be magnitude 9, but the business will think magnitude 8 because of they don't want to waste money for magnitude 9. It's very costly and expensive. So this is, you can see all the school actually and the like nursing hospital already located in the safe area. But the problem here, when the magnitude 9, they hit the tsunami hit these two public building. But the school here, all the student can save to their life to go to the rooftop because they have daily regular drill. And the design of the school, the auditorium is on the fourth floor, in the almost the top floor, and all the school classes on the bottom floor. So they got used to every morning to go to the top floor to have a briefing with the principal. So they have a strong. So adik-adik and then all the participant, if you go to see most of the building, even like in ITERA or other university which has been built, especially under the JICA program, the lift is always small. You know why? Just for the lecturer, just for the professor, if they need to use the lift because of their age factor and their physical factor. But you, as the student, you need to walk up because it's make your feet stronger. This is happen like all the school in Japan. Even like the public school, they don't have lift. This is 5-story building. They have to walk every time. So this is very important. So during tsunami warning, they can evacuate before tsunami arrive immediately and strongly to go to the top. But the nursing hospital is different. They need a caregiver to bring them a lot of care, a lot of the old people and the caregiver are died. Okay, skip this one and then I just skip this one. I would like to have question and answer with you all and then learning from Padang. So this is like, the design of the vertical evacuation shelter that I made with all my colleagues, yeah, in ITB during that time. We have several, about 14 books to be the guidance or guideline, technical guideline in developing of the vertical evacuation. There are some criteria that should be, and then you can read this. I will share with the organizing committee, and you can read this and you can ask me question anytime because I'll be with you maybe during a few weeks because at this moment I'm in Geneva. Sorry, I was like in the middle, of the morning, so I need to speed up this. And then here that this is the situation. This is all the parameter of the design itself. There is a lot of consideration so to make the building is more expensive. So learning from Padang, I believe a lot of students also from Padang here learning from Padang. So the yellow building, this is vertical evacuation that has been built by the government. And you can see before the building is there, a lot of abandoned houses. People left the houses because of the threat. Tsunami will occur in the near future. But when the building has been there, so people trust to the building. It's different. This is Padang. People trust. You can see all the rooftop is colorful. They renovate the house because when we ask them why they moved back to the house, because they say they trust to the building. They don't have to go away. They run to here and they're close to the people. Okay. Then here you can see the phenomena that people start flocking the houses closer to the vertical evacuation building itself. So this is my last point here that the challenge and the opportunity for the global. You understand about SDGs, right?
Sorry,
17 goal
Professor.
of SDGs.
I think
Yeah.
you have 5 minutes more.
Yeah, okay. This is my last slide. Please consider about this SDGs for your knowledge that SDGs itself is like combined. There are 17 program and then SFDRR. This is why now I'm Geneva in Swiss that we have been working now to review disaster risk reduction commitment global. This is global platform of disaster reduction. This is the first day I have I have to prepare. I mean, like to be ready for my presentation in the next 2 hours. So this is like we are thinking about how we need to understand the importance of mitigation. Okay, just skip this one. Looking at some of your country, whether your country has participated. Here I heard from Pakistan also coming, and from I don't know Timor Leste. I just heard during the opening. Okay, so hopefully this will help you, and then thank you very much. You can contact me anytime. Hopefully I can see you. I can see you physically offline after 3 weeks. Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah. I need to stop, Ibu. I
Well,
return.
thank you very much, Professor, for your insightful presentations. Well, Next, we will have a questions and answer sessions. So, please, if the participant have any questions, please you may write down your questions into the chat box feature in the platform in the Zoom platform, and or you could ask directly your questions to the speaker. Please. Well, I think we have three persons to ask the questions directly. There are 3%. Wait. Please, Raisa T, you may ask directly to our speaker with Professor Harkoti. Yeah, please, the time is yours.
Ibu Nova, can we limit 3 questions? Because I need to do my salat subuh.
Oh, yeah. We have
Okay.
3 questions. Yeah.
Yeah, only 3, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. Thank you, Professor Harkunti, for your insightful lecture. My name is Larissa from IPB University, where agriculture and small-scale tourism are the backbone of the local economy. Even minor disasters can be deeply disruptive. From your experience, especially during your time in Japan, where disaster preparedness is deeply embedded in daily life, how can we approach disaster education in these kinds of communities in Indonesia so that it's practical, inclusive, and tied to their livelihood? And also, I came across your publication on how offshore wind could become economically attractive in low resource regions in like Indonesia. Considering Lampung's potential in both coastal tourism and agriculture, do you think integrating renewable energy like wind or solar can realistically play a role in building energy resilience and supporting disaster-prone communities' economic recovery and sustainability? And given the high upfront costs, do you think a solution like this would be applicable in regions like Lampung? Thank you.
Okay, Ibu Nova, let me
Yes.
answer one by one.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Larissa from IPB. Yeah, okay. Actually, your question, this is very interesting. Actually, I was also working on the renewable energy transition, with the approach of this natural disaster. But due to the time limit, so I just share on the disaster mitigation. You know that Indonesia is composed of islands, right? So the electricity coming from the few, for example, Sumatra relying on the Suralaya from West Java, and then Bali relying from the Python, and then mostly they're relying from this, using the transmission subsea cable. You can imagine if the earthquake and tsunami occur in the Sunda Strait and Bali Strait, those submission cable will be submerged, or submerged cable will be gone, and then the island will be isolated. That's why you need to have your own power plant in your island. The problem here, most of the country, most of the region, they're relying on the, the what you call this, oil, or what you call fossil resources. They will impact with the climate, that, the producing CO2 and everything. So the impact will become the problem. The climate change will occur and another disaster will occur. So that's why we introduce using the NRE, new and renewable energy, instead of relying on the fossil. Maybe next time, if you don't mind, maybe during we meet, I can share with you about this important of energy transition. Looking at this natural, new and renewable energy, and then sustainability of the island itself is become important, because we are island-based country. We need to have those islands should be energy secure using this NRE. You're not only securing your energy, but you are contributing to the globe for this reducing the impact of the climate due to the, the CO2 reduction. Okay, hopefully it's answer your question. Yeah, okay, thank you. Next time, I promise I'll give you this energy transition from the perspective of this natural disaster and climate change. Okay, good luck, Larissa. Yeah, enjoy the community engagement. Yes, Ibu Nova, please. Another
Thank
two
you.
only.
Yeah,
There are
thank you
some.
very much,
Yeah.
Professor and Raisa, for your questions. And we will continue to the next speakers, I think.
Yeah. Maybe
Well, I think it's
Pak Bian,
Bian.
yeah. Okay.
Yes. Please,
Yeah.
Bian, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you so much. I first want to say thank you so much for the really interesting presentation, ma'am. And since mitigation is actually about is about preparing in advance to reduce the impact of disasters. And you mentioned the importance of education and also the infrastructure. So may I ask, in your expert opinion, which should be prioritized first, especially in vulnerable areas? Is it the improving of public awareness or strengthening buildings first? And thank you so much.
Okay. So, Bian, where are you from? Pakistan
Yemen.
or
Yemen. Yemen.
Yemen? Okay.
Yemen.
From Oh, Yemen.
Yemen. Yeah.
Oh, Yemen. Yemen. Okay. Okay. We have a lot of colleagues actually come from Yemen because I'm chair of this Indian Ocean and Mitigation System, warning system. So, your question is the same as asking which one should be prioritized, egg or chicken? It's the same, right? So we have to do it together. You know, if we do the public awareness, but the infrastructure of the school, infrastructure of the house has not been, retrofit or improved, though they will kill the people also because sometimes they forgot about this. So both is better. Like in Japan, based on my experience, they conduct it both. The first building is become their priority, but also the public awareness is become the culture because the responsibility not at the school but in the household, the house. The mother, the father always teach the children, starting the baby. If there is strong shaking, what they need to do. If there is tsunami warning, what they need to do. So it's become of the culture. Like maybe you heard, if you can have time, please search about Tendenko. Tendenko is the culture of Japan to save your own soul. You cannot wait for the family. Tendenko. Okay, maybe I just type here. Not only this, so it's very important. Look at this and you can learn. Like your question can be answered. Learning from Japan. Tendenko. Okay, you get this one. Okay, and then this is part of the culture, but the responsibility of the government is on the building. Okay. Okay, hopefully answer your question. Good luck and enjoy, yeah, your stay in Indonesia.
Well, thank you, Professor Harkunti and Miss Bian. Well, we have one persons again, and he is a
Yeah?
Zidane Karim. Please.
Oh. The football player? Because my family fans with Zidane from PSG, Paris Saint-Germain. You are muted, Zidane. No, muted, still mute.
Yeah,
I
you are
cannot
still
hear
mute.
you.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Professor Harkuti, for your amazing presentations. So you have explained how the government, the Japanese government, has prepared for their mitigation since 2005.
Yeah.
Whereas in Indonesia, I think, judging from the updates from the news that I've read and the papers that I've read, mostly the mitigations part only stops in the micro level, not on the macro level. So my question is, how does us as a university students or as the academic institute contribute these issues? Then how do we stay? How do we make an impactful stay when we go to our community service place to contribute and to solve perhaps these issues? Because I'm quite pessimistic when seeing the Japanese government preparations. They have prepared since 2005, whereas Indonesia's are still tackled with others difficulties. And I think this is my personal opinion, but disaster mitigation is not one of the priority of the current government. So yeah, I think that is my concern and my question. Thank you, Prof.
Yeah, Zidane, where are you from?
I'm from Universitas Maritim Raja Ali Haji in Tanjung Pinang.
Tanjung Pinang. Oh, okay. Okay, good question. It's very critical that you're updating your knowledge through what is the current situation. Yes.
Thank you.
the changing of the president, the changing of the regime in every country is another disaster, what we call here the political disaster for us, because during, I don't have to mention, after 2004, actually, there is a lot of effort of the Indonesian government. There we have to put this, we have disaster risk reduction master plan. This is master plan 2012 until 2017. We are focusing in, developing the West Indonesia and East Indonesia to have priority for any disaster mitigation, especially toward each threat for each region, right? This is happened, but changing after that is gone. It's never continue. Today, I'm in Geneva for this meeting of UN Global Platform of Disaster Reduction. About 6,000 people coming from all over Indonesia. Sorry, from all over the world, but from stated, but very few government with the issue of the budget cut. I just invited because I got sponsored from the UN itself, so I can come. I share what I did to the global platform. So this is like learning from me. You can do as academia. You can do what you can do. If you can advise the government, do it. If you can advise the neighborhood, you can do it. And then when you go further for your further education, you will be respected your knowledge with the global society, and you can share during using that moment. You can change the world by presenting what you thought, what you did. This is good, but don't forget the socio-political issue. Don't distract you. You can do better for your future using your knowledge. Yeah, okay. So this is, the changing government, always the changing issue. Not only Indonesia, you can see what happened in US. They just go back to zero. Okay, Indonesia is still better. Yeah. So looking at this, give it a go, and then good luck for your future. For everybody who doesn't have any chance to ask me, I'll be in the field next few weeks. I promise to Pak Arif. Yeah. So I would like to see also the location because it's very beautiful. A lot of people said that this Selat Sunda is another Maldives for Indonesia. Okay, beside Labuan Bajo. Okay, thank you, Ibu Nova. I have to run because I'm afraid yeah. Okay, it's
Okay.
almost 6 now.
Thank you very
Okay.
much, Professor Harkunti. Well, because we have a limited time, we are apologizing for that. If the participant have a questions more with the Professor Harkunti, you may write down the questions in the chat box feature, and our committee will send message to Professor Harkunti to answer the questions. If you don't
Okay.
mind, Professor, is okay?
Yeah. This is a deal. Before they
Okay.
forget, please write down as many questions as they can. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Have a great day,
Bye bye.
Professor.
Yeah. Okay. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Well, unfortunately, our time for the first plenary sessions is over. Thank you very much for your thoughtful discussions and participations for these sessions. So next sessions, we will continue, and I would like to invite our second speaker. We are honored to welcome Professor Atbi Sharif, PhD. Hello, Professor. Hello, Professor Atbi. Hello, Professor Atbi. Are you with us? Well, hello, Professor.
Hello, good
Okay,
morning.
morning. Welcome to the screen, Professor. We will be with you around 30 until 45 minutes ahead. So,
Okay.
before that, I would like to briefly introduce Professor Atmi Sharif, PhD. Well, he got his PhD in Industrial and Information System Engineering Artificial Intelligence from Ashikaga Institute of Technology, Japan in 2000. He is a professor of computer science at the University of Lampung, specializing in artificial intelligence and genetic algorithms. He has supervised numerous PhD students, earned national awards, and actively contributes to research in logistic optimizations and the applications of technology for regional and cultural development in Lampung. So, Professor Admi, welcome to the screen. He will be enlightening us on customs and culture of Lampung. Please, Professor, the time is yours. Professor, you are still mute. You are. Pardon, Professor, your presentation will be presented by us, or you directly present your materials?
Will present it by myself.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay. Wait a minute, please. Hmm. Okay.
Pakai password apa?
Itu, password. Password. Apa itu?
Password itu apa laptop? Ini apa?
Coba lagi. Pegang.
Klik. Nah,
Okay.
oke.
Okay.
Ya, kerjaan ini sini. Password pakai.
Okay. Done.
Sudah.
Okay.
Sudah kelihatan. Ditanya, sudah kelihatan? Ya.
Okay. Good morning.
Morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, respected professors, and also all participants of this international student community engagement. It is my great pleasure to be here this morning to give some information about the custom and the culture of Lampung province. I will start this presentation first introducing a little bit about me. This is some of this, and as talked before, I am a professor here in the University of Lampung. Basically, my major is in artificial intelligence. But besides that, I also very active in some Lampung culture here in Lampung as a director of Canang Lampung Society, also the director of Lampung Heritage Society, and some others activities. So I will start my presentations today by showing these two pictures. The first picture is our marriage photos within 30 years ago. So you can see I and my wife, at this time, we use the Lampung marriage customs. So I will explain about this clearly at this moment. And the second one is the picture of the Lampung house. Basically, this is typical of a Lampung house. And this is our house in Lampung. So later, if you come to Lampung and you can see and come to our small house here, we give the name of this house is Bang Nyapen Kenpilih. This is in Lampung which means is the place for getting a nice what we call situations like that. So I hope you can enjoy next time to come to Lampung. Okay. This is the first introduction of Lampung. Lampung have a vision to be Lampung Maju menuju Indonesia Emas. So this is the picture of our governor, a very young, around 40 years old. So we hope he can bring the Lampung Maju menuju Indonesia Emas. What is the mission of Lampung? The first is to support the economic growth. And the second is to support sumber daya manusia in Lampung. And the third one is to increase the culture in Lampung province. Okay. We know this vision and mission of Lampung is along with the vision Asta Cita of Indonesian of Prabowo presidents. Okay. Next, please allow me to introduce you how is Lampung. The first one, Lampung is the province which is in the southern part of Sumatra Island. So if we can see Lampung in the south, we have a Sunda Straits, and the west side we have Bengkulu province, and the north side we have South Sumatra province. Lampung, we have 15 kabupaten and kota, 15, and more than 2,000 villages. How about the population? The population of Lampung right now is around 10 million. So it's probably around 3.5% of Indonesian population. And among these 10 million people, there are about 13% which is Lampungnese, originals from Lampung. That means more than 80% of people in Lampung, it comes from many parts of Indonesia. That's why some people calls Lampung as Indonesian mini. Okay, next. Okay, we have this one, and this is some examples of Lampung new city. Yeah. Later, next, if you come to Lampung, then you can see how is our new city here. So you can imagine, you can see that Lampung is a city which is clean, green, and very nice people, something like that. So, okay. Okay. Now we come to how is the Lampungese people alive. The first is Lampung language. Basically, Lampung have a very many language, but there are two main dialects. The first one is dialect Api, dialect A, which is spoken by people living in the coastal area. Yeah. So, and the second one is dialect O, or Nyo dialect, which is spoken by the people living in inland area, or we call it the Papadun communities. Okay. Lampung peoples have a very strong a value. This is very important for you who want to come to Lampung to understand how the culture of Lampung people. The first one, Lampung people have the value of Juluk's adat. This means is that Lampung people upholding personal and family honor and reputations. So they encourage acting in the such way and then to maintain the dignity and also the respect in the community. Okay. The second values of Lampung people is Namui Nyima. For the Lampung people, hospitality is very, very important. So they always help people. Yeah, they always have a welcoming guest in Lampung. That's why people from many countries will always happy to stay in Lampung. Okay, the third one is Nengah Nyapur. Nengah Nyapur is the value of Lampung people that they always try to live in a social harmony. That means they think that the ability to adjust and interact with the various social group is very, very important. Okay, the fourth one of core value of Lampung Malaysia is Sakai Sambayan. Sakai Sambayan means is mutual cooperation. Yeah. They always help each other. They have solidarity and how to help each other in everything. And the last one of the value of Lampung people is the PL Pesanggiri. What is PL Pesanggiri? PL Pesanggiri is the value that makes Lampung people always act in a good way, in a good interaction. For the Lampung people, doing a big thing is very, very bad. So they take care. They don't want to do a bad thing. So if you come here and do the works in Lampung, then you can see for the Lampung people to take care of honestly, is very, very important. Next. Why this value is very important for the Lampung people? There are 4 reasons for this one. The first one, this value serve them as a social and moral for Lampung people. So in everything in their life, these values are a guidance for them. Okay. The second one, these values also preserve social harmony, respect, and the balance between families and communities. The third one, these values is also reflect the respect of tradition and the cultural identity of Lampung people. Of course, we see that these values manifest in their daily life, ceremony, and also conflict resolution. Okay. One of important things in the Lampung is that we call it adat, our customary laws. In Lampung, adat regulates social behavior and community. The adat covers in many things in of the Lampung's life. Start from marriage, inheritance, conflict resolution, and so on. Okay. Sorry, this is still in Indonesia. One of important thing in Lampung is marriage. Jadi, I will explain this in Indonesian a little bit so to make it clear. Buat orang Lampung, untuk orang Lampung, perkawinan adalah sangat-sangat penting. Kenapa? Perkawinan itu dianggap menjadi bagian penting dalam kehidupannya. Sehingga itu menjadi simbol kehormatan bagi orang Lampung. Dan buat orang Lampung, salah satu value-nya perceraian itu adalah sesuatu yang sangat kurang baik. Sehingga perkawinan itu menjadi hal yang sangat-sangat penting. Okay, so the marriage in this context, they is not only the relation between these two persons, but also the relation between the families and the people in the community. So marriage in Lampung people is very, very important, and they have a expectation for the good life in the future. Okay. Basically, as I thought before, there are two cultures in Lampung. The first one is in Saibatin. Saibatin is people living in the coastal areas. As you can see here, this is the marriage custom of the Saibatin. The color, usually they use color, red color. Yeah. And also they have a siga. Siga is a woman's. And for the pria, pengantin pria, they use a jas or kopiah tungkus. And some also they have a keris, which is a symbol of expected. So you can see the second one is for the Pepadun people. You know, the color is basically a little bit mainly in white color. Yeah. And also they use siga, but the difference is the siga of Pepadun, they have a 9 pig in the siga. Okay, and mostly Lampung, in Lampung, they use kain tapis, especially for the women. Okay, tapis is very popular, you know, not only in Indonesia, but also in many parts of the world. Okay, this is some, we have many type of tapis. You know, we have hijau sarat, we have also tapis limau sekebar, and so on. But basically, the motive of tapis is some of animals, or probably also plant or something like that. Okay, next. And how is the traditional cuisines? Yeah, I hope when you come here to Lampung, you would like to try some of traditional cuisines of Lampung. The first and the most popular cuisines in Lampung is we have serwits, we have tempoyak, we have gulai tabo, pindang baung, sop ikan suhuk, blue marlin soup, and others. So, but basically, traditional cuisines of Lampung, they use fresh local fish, yeah, or ingredients from Lampung. So, the most popular cuisines in Lampung, we call it serwit. Now, don't forget, when coming to Lampung, I hope you would like to try this serwit. This serwit is traditional Lampung, which is usually served with the spicy sambal, fresh vegetables, and of course some fish. Yeah, there are many fish which is used. Usually, we can have a ikan nila or tilapia. Also, we often use ikan patin or ikan bau. Please don't forget to try this serwit Lampung. Okay, the second, which is also very nice in Lampung, we call it pindang. Pindang is a sour and a spicy fish soup. Yeah, usually it is flavored with the tamarind and also like some local herbs. Okay, the third one, which is also very delicious, is gulai tabo. Gulai tabo is a very rich and spicy coconut milk, which is also, of course, similar with some various ingredients, such as fish. Sometimes also they use beef or chicken. But similarly, it is cooked with the turmeric or chili. Okay, next. This is very special for you who come to Lampung. We have tempoyak. Tempoyak is a fermented durian. So don't forget to try this one. And also we have sambal nanas. Sambal nanas and also sambal terasi. Very nice and very delicious. Okay. The next one of Lampung cuisine is blue marlin soup. Or in Indonesian we call it soup ikan blue marlin or ikan tuhuk. So you probably see this kind of fish in the television in Indosiar. Usually in the Indosiar television, they have the symbol of ikan tuhuk. So this is very popular in Lampung. So I hope when you come and do your works in Lampung, you would enjoy this soup. Okay. Basically, Lampung culture, as I told before, that very unique tradition that have enriched the national arts and craft. Yeah, it's in Indonesia. And some of the culture of Lampung are recognized in the cultural preservation and program. But you know, we have a challenge to the cultural preservation in Indonesia. At least I note three challenges. The first one is the influence of modernization and globalization, and also culture in many parts of the world that influence the originality of Lampung culture. And the second one is many of young generation in Lampung they move to some urban areas such as Bandar Lampung or Jakarta. So the character of Lampung culture decreased quite significant in Lampung. Okay, the third challenge is the efforts are needed to maintain the language and tradition because the number of Lampung people in Lampung is very limited. We only have around 15%. So many people living in Lampung, they are very difficult to speak in Lampung language. So this shows that we need great effort to maintain the language and tradition of Lampung in the future. Okay, next. Okay, for this one, we have done several things in Lampung. The first one, we have incorporated the Lampung culture into the curriculum of Junior High School and Elementary School. Okay, so now if you come here to Lampung, you can see that the student of elementary school and junior high school, they learn how to speak Lampung language and also what is the Lampung culture. Okay, and the government also have done some workshop or training in traditional craft and performing some arts always in the city for every month. And then the last one, which is also become attention of the government, is encouraging the pride and cultural identity among youth. Yeah, so the government want to encourage young people to be proud in their cultural identity. Okay, next. This is some of very popular tourism place. We have so many. Lampung have so many tourism place. So you can enjoy in Lampung. One of them is Pahawang Island. Pahawang Island. So in this island, you can do a diving. You can enjoy the very nice view and everything. Okay, and because Lampung have so many sea area. Okay, the next one in Lampung, which is also don't forget to visit, is Waikambas. Waikambas is the place where we have a elephant training center. So people from many places of Indonesia, also many countries come here to see the elephants in Lampung. Okay, next. Finally, I would like to say Lampung culture is a vibrant and integral part of Indonesian heritage, which is very, very unique. Lampung also has a very rich customs. They have many art tradition and also deserve to be preserved and also celebrated. Really, I hope you would like come to Lampung and enjoy the Lampung. I think this is of my presentations today. We can have some discussion on this Lampung custom and culture. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much for your insightful presentation, Professor Admi. That's
Yes.
a very tasteful and delicious traditional cuisines actually make us feel hungry here. Well, next we will have a questions and answer questions sessions. So please, if the participant have any questions, you may write down your questions into the chat box feature, or you could ask directly your questions to our speakers. Please. Highlight dulu. Well, I think there are some participants who would like to ask directly with you, Professor. So
Yes.
maybe the operators will highlight the. Okay. So welcome to Ahmad Habibullah from Untirta. Please.
Okay, thank you. May I? Okay. Thank you so much. Am I adult? Am I? Can you listen my voice correctly?
Yeah. It's
Sure,
very
sure, it's
clearly.
okay. Okay, Ahmad.
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity, and I would like to appreciate for the great knowledge and the values of the cultures that you ever presented, Professor, at me. So may I ask one a question? So my question is that I know that Lampung is like Banten because in Banten we have a lot of culture. It's not like our water cultures like Sundanese or even we have like Japanese, Sundanese, or even other part of culture. And that I know about my friend is from Lampung, like he is Japanese or even like Sundanese or even like Balinese from Lampung. So may you ever mention the similarities or assimilation of the cultures that Lampung belongs to? I think that's all, sir. Thanks so much.
Okay, Ahmad. Thank you very much for your very nice questions. So you come from Banten. Banten is very near to Lampung. So also in Banten we have also Lampung, what we call some of Lampung people which is stay in Banten for a very long time. So, but the most important thing in Lampung is, Ahmad, Lampung is a unique place because, you know, the number of Lampungese people in Lampung is around 15%. That means most of the people living in Lampung, they come from many parts of Indonesia. They come from Java Island, around 40%, the Sundanese, around 20%, Sulawesi, and many others. But the Lampung people, they have a value which they use it in everything of their life. I called you before that they have a Sakai Sambayan. Sakai Sambayan means to help each other. Yeah. And also, Namui Ngimah. Namui Ngimah means to respect the guest. I tell you, Lampung people, if they have a guest, saya ambil contoh misalkan orang Lampung ya, saya pakai bahasa Indonesia, kalau dia ada tamu, mungkin dia itu sudah 1 bulan tidak makan telur. Tapi ketika ada tamu, dia akan carikan ayam supaya tamu itu bisa makan ayam. Kenapa? Karena for the Lampung people, to respect guests is a very important value. But also, Lampung people have a PL Pesagiri. PL Pesagiri itu what we call in Indonesia harga diri. So nanti kalau kamu datang ke Lampung, salah satu harga diri orang Lampung adalah perempuan, girls, woman. So perempuan Lampung itu begitu dimuliakan oleh keluarga. Ya, siapa saja itu ibu, istri, dan anak perempuan. Jadi nanti ketika kamu KKN di Lampung, pesan saya adalah jangan sekali-kali kamu mengganggu perempuan Lampung. Karena apa? Buat orang Lampung, kalau perempuannya diganggu, maka itu harga diri dan itu bisa terjadi keributan yang luar biasa. Bahkan tidak jarang perselisihan atau benturan dengan masyarakat lokal itu menjadi sangat besar. Nah, seperti misalnya kemarin ada kejadian keributan, kerusuhan, ada suku Lampung dengan suku Bali. Nah, ini salah satu penyebabnya adalah karena ya mungkin main-main antara ya bujang gadis gitu ya. So, buat kalian nanti yang akan melakukan KKN di Lampung, I strongly suggest that don't disturb perempuan Lampung. Jangan ganggu perempuan-perempuan Lampung yang ada di desa. Karena apa? Buat orang Lampung, jika perempuannya terganggu, itu menjadi sesuatu yang sangat berbahaya. Sekali lagi Ahmad, selamat datang ke Lampung. You can enjoy Lampung, and also you can enjoy some Lampung food here, cultures and everything here in Lampung. Okay, that's all, Ahmad. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Professor Sarif. So we have a second speaker to have a questions, I think. Who's the lucky girl, I think? Oh, okay. She's from Unsri, Halistin. Yeah, yes, please. Hello, Halistin?
Halistin.
Halistin, you are still mute? Oh,
Okay, good morning. Good morning, Professor Admi Sharif. Before do that, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Halistin. I am from Sriwijaya University at South Sumatra, of course. So here, this is my big opportunity to ask about custom and culture of Lampung. So based on your presentation about the culture of Lampung, there is one of them about traditional house or cultural house. It says about Bang Nyapen Kanpili. Please correct me if I'm wrong about it.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And Lampung made me interest about there's so many knowledge in there, and I know about the popular house. The popular traditional house is Nawawusasat. Nah, so yeah, but I just know about it. This is my first time hear about Bang Nyapen Kanpili. So what are the difference between traditional house like Bang Nyapen Kanpili and the other traditional house like Nawawusasat and others in Lampung? Thank you.
Okay, Halistin. Thank you very much for your nice questions. From Unsri, Palembang. Okay, welcome to Lampung, ya, Halistin. Okay, Halistin, you are right. Then, in Lampung, also we have a house which is called Nuo Sesat. Nuo Sesat is usually called is the main house of a village. So people in the village, for their daily life, they come to the next house because it was a sad. What you told that the Bang Nyapen Kepilih this morning is it is just only my house. Yeah, in Bandar Lampung later, let's say if you come to Lampung, then you can come to my house. You can stay in our house, and also in my house I have many cultural activities, including the Lampung Cafe. and of course, every week many tourists comes from Palembang. Because they said that in Palembang they don't have a sea, they don't have beach, so they come here to Lampung to see the beach. So they enjoy the beach, and Lampung people enjoy the Musi River. Okay, still come and we can talk, we can enjoy the food, we can enjoy everything. Thank you, Still. Okay.
Well, thank you, Halistin, for your questions, and thank you, Professor, for your explanations.
Yeah.
And we will continue for the next participant, I think. Well, okay. Welcome to Ayu Zahara from UTU. Please. Halo, Ayu.
Okay, Ayu.
Oke. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, my name is Aizara. I'm from Tekumar University, West Aceh. Okay, I would like to ask to Prof. Atmi Sharif PhD, are there any regulations in Lampung that we need to follow as KKN student? Can you please tell us the more detailed regulation, sir?
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. That's all?
Yes, that's it, sir.
Okay, UTU.
Iya, UTU.
Tengku Umar University. In Banda Aceh?
No, sir, in Malabo, West Aceh.
In Malabo. Okay, Malabo. Okay. This is the first time for me to know about the Tengku Umar University. Because I visited Aceh many times, Siak Kuala and several other universities there. I like Aceh especially. Okay. Very good questions. Apa aturan or what are rules which is very important for the student which is KKN in Lampung?
Yes.
Okay. I told you before. Basically, Lampung people very strong belief in their values. But basically, the values are very common. Let's, for example, they want to help people, they want to work together. But the most important thing is that we have to take care is something that can disturb them. I told you before, one thing is the woman. Sebagai mahasiswa KKN, you have to be very serious about this. Don't disturb the woman in Lampung. Because if you do something which we call disturb the people, then that can make some not good for the us there. So the others, I think there are not special things. Main case of the Lampung it's because of the social culture. So don't worry if you heard in Lampung there are begal and something like that. That is, I think, only a small case. Basically, Lampung is very safe. Lampung is very safe, and Lampung people always take care of you. So don't worry to come to Lampung to do your kakak in Lampung. Okay,
Okay, sir.
that's
Thank you.
all. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Ayu, and thank you, Professor Agmi. And actually, we have still more time. Do you mind that if there is other persons who like to ask questions with you?
Sure, no problem.
Oh, okay. So we welcome to Patri Ansyah from UIN Jakarta, please.
Okay.
Thank you so much for moderator and Professor Admi Sharif. My name is Patri Ansa from Sharif Hidayatullah State Islamic University of Jakarta. My question, to what extent do traditional art and crafts such as kain tapis maintain their economic and cultural relevance amid the dominance of mass-produced industrial product? Thank you so much.
Okay. That's it. Thank you very much for your creations about tapis. Yeah. I hope you have experience to see the tapis or wear the tapis Lampung. In my house, because there are many tourists come to my house, usually I give chance for them to wear a tapis. As I showed you before, the picture, some people from Malaysia, which is comes to Lampung, they wear the tapis. Tapis is very popular in Lampung. You know, it is very beautiful, very nice, and it's wear by not only Indonesian but also including the very famous Indonesian, including Indonesian President Jokowi. Many times they wear the Lampung tapis. So I strongly suggest next time when coming to Lampung, also you can ask the friends in the village to have experience to wear the Lampung tapis Lampung. Okay, welcome to Lampung. Come to my house and I'll introduce you the tapis Lampung here next time. Okay, see you later.
Well,
Okay,
thank you.
moderator, thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Admi. That's nice, warm actually to our participants. Well, maybe we will have two participants to ask questions
Okay.
more with you. So welcome to Salsa Bila Cahaya from UPI. Please. Hello, Salsa Bila. Hello.
Yes, check.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for your presentation, sir. I'm really interested with the Lampung, and I visit Lampung before, like years ago.
Oh.
And I noticed that many buildings, especially public or government buildings, have a traditional, like a lambang or symbol at the top of the building, from in front of the building. Maybe it's a figure of Lampung. I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah.
And I'm very interested. Can you explain the cultural or philosophical meaning behind the symbol? This. If it's represents something or about local identity of traditional value, maybe. Thank you.
Okay, Salsabila. I will answer the question. You are right. almost all building, especially in the Bandar Lampung city, they have the Shiga in the front of their house. Okay, Shiga adalah mahkota, ya, sehingga ada is a mahkota which is used by pengantin perempuan Lampung. So, begitu tingginya siger ini sehingga dan juga keindahannya siger ini, kalau biasanya dia berwarna emas begitu ya, ini membuat siger ini diambil menjadi simbol. Salah satunya rumah-rumah Lampung. Nah, jadi yang biasa dipakai itu adalah biasanya kalau kamu lihat gambar-gambar ada juga gambar motif-motif tapis ya di Lampung, karena tapis juga begitu penting. Sekali lagi, tapis dan siger ini adalah simbol perempuan Lampung. Sekali lagi saya katakan, buat orang Lampung, perempuan itu adalah sesuatu yang sangat spesial. Oke? Nah, kalau kita lihat, siger itu ada dua macam. Kalau kamu lihat di rumah-rumah itu ada dua macam. Kenapa jadi berbeda? Memang siger itu ada dua. Lampung pesisir tadi, ya. Lampung pesisir, orang Lampung yang tinggal di pinggir pesisir laut, itu atau dikenal juga dengan dialek api, itu simbolnya adalah siger dengan 7 lekukan. Jadi jumlah lekukannya beda. Oke. Ini menyatakan jumlah marga yang ada di pesisir itu. Oke. Begitu juga orang Lampung yang hidup di inland. Atau pepadun, Lampung pepadun. Itu sigirnya ada 9 lekukan. 9 ini menunjukkan bahwa masyarakat Lampung yang hidup di pepadun ini terdiri dari 9 marga. Nah, itu simboliknya seperti itu. Tapi anyway, kenapa simbol itu dipakai? Karena memang yang pertama keindahannya, dan kedua juga siger itu, pakaian siger dan tapis itu adalah pakaian perempuan yang dimana di dalam masyarakat Lampung perempuan itu adalah sangat di-respect ya. Perempuan itu berarti anak perempuan, kemudian istrinya, dan ibunya. Jadi kalau kamu ganggu laki-laki Lampung, mungkin tidak akan ada masalah. Karena biasanya mereka hanya akan selesaikan secara laki-laki. Tapi kalau kamu ganggu, ada orang pendatang mengganggu istrinya orang Lampung, itu hati-hati. Ini bisa keluar satu kampung. Nah, ketika dia cerita ke saudaranya bahwa istrinya diganggu, karena ini perempuan, atau ibunya diganggu, atau anak perempuannya diganggu, maka ini bisa menjadi sesuatu yang berbahaya. Jadi pesan saya cuma satu hal saja, ketika dengan perempuan Lampung, ya jangan berbuat yang tidak baik. Tentu saja boleh berhubungan dengan perempuan Lampung, bukannya tidak boleh gitu ya. Apalagi di zaman modern sini, tapi jangan sampai melakukan misalnya dicolek-colek atau apa, karena itu menyangkut PL Pesanggiri, harga diri orang Lampung. Begitu, Adila. Selamat datang kembali ke Lampung. Gak usah takut, di Lampung ada pempek juga kok. Oke. Welcome to Lampung. Okay. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for Professor Atmi and Salsabila for your questions. And we have one participant. So welcome to Imam Mahesa. Hello, Imam from Unila. Please. Hello, Imam.
Halo, Imam.
Hello. Okay.
Okay, test 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Hello, Prof. Admin.
How are you?
My audio is audible, right?
Yes, okay.
Okay. Prof. Admin, thank you for this opportunity. I am Imam. I am from University of Lampung, but I
Oh.
am not from Lampung, Prof. I am from West Sumatra,
Okay.
Sumatera Barat. Yeah, I study here in University of Lampung, the
Okay.
Faculty of Social and Political Sciences.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
The concern that I have now when I live in Lampung is especially in the Lampung language, Prof.
Yeah.
Based on my experience in my hometown, the people, the new people who comes to my hometown, especially in Sumatera Barat, they menyesuaikan the language with the local people. But in Lampung, it's so different. I mean, like the Lampung language here is not really strong enough to be spoken in the majority of the people here. So I really concerned about that. What happens with the Lampung language? Maybe just that my question. I hope Prof. Edmi can answer it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Imam. Okay, I'll explain it in bahasa to make it clear, Imam. Imam mahasiswa Unila asal Sumatera Barat. Oke, pertanyaannya bagus sekali ya. Kenapa di Lampung banyak yang tidak menggunakan bahasa Lampung lah kira-kira begitu gitu ya. Bahkan kalau kita dengar dalam kehidupan sehari-hari lebih banyak di Lampung ini menggunakan bahasa Indonesia atau mungkin bahasa Jawa malah gitu ya Imam ya, betul ya? Oke, ini memang problem yang cukup penting di Lampung. Tadi sudah saya katakan challenge kita ke depan. Nah, saya melihat ada beberapa penyebab yang mungkin ya menjadikan kenapa jumlah penutur bahasa Lampung ini relatif menurun dari tahun ke tahun. Walaupun saya juga tidak yakin kalau bahasa Lampung akan hilang. Oke, yang pertama, cara hidup lain Lampung. Oke, the value of Lampung. Ya, saya jelaskan tadi, ada salah satu orang Lampung itu memegang teguh value nemui nyimah. Nemui nyimah itu apa? Kalau bahasa Indonesianya adalah menghormati tamu. Oke? Nah, orang Lampung itu, kalau dia sedang ngobrol, dua orang Lampung dengan orang Lampung, datang orang Jawa, dia bilang, oh kita harus menghormati tamu. Dia berhenti bahasa Lampungnya. Dia jadi bahasa Indonesia. Betul nggak Imam? Ya? Datang lagi orang Jawa satu lagi, ya, jadi orang Lampungnya dua, orang Jawanya dua. Maka berubah dia. Tidak lagi pakai bahasa Indonesia, dia pakai bahasa Jawa. Iya. Atau datang orang Padang satu lagi, udah mulai mereka pakai bahasa macam-macam. Tidak lain, yang di kepala mereka janganlah kita menggunakan bahasa yang orang lain susah mengertinya. Kita harus hormati tamu, gitu ya. Mungkin kalau di tempat lain, di Padang misalnya, ya terserah kamu yang datang ke sini, kamu gunakan bahasa Padang lah, belajar begitu. Artinya memang masyarakatnya itu menggunakan itu. Cobalah contoh kita ke Palembang ya. Baru datang 2 hari, baru datang 3 hari, dia sudah pakai bahasa Palembang. Dia bilang, aku ini wis telu dino di Palembang. Kata dia. Nah, kenapa? Palembang campur Jawa. Ya, 3 hari jadi telu dino gitu ya. Tapi walaupun salah, dia gunakan. Nah ini di Lampung, memang salah satu mungkin yang mempengaruhi itu adalah perspektif bahwa orang Lampung itu sangat menghormati tamu. Namun demikian, Imam, di Lampung juga pemerintah terus berupaya bagaimana supaya bahasa dan budaya Lampung ini juga bisa tetap terjaga. Kalau kita lihat anak-anak Lampung saat ini, anak SD dan SMP, sudah terlihat dampaknya. Mereka sudah bisa, walaupun belum sempurna, tapi sudah mulai bisa berbahasa Lampung. Bahkan beberapa di antaranya sudah bisa menulis dengan aksara Lampung. Jadi, ya itu kondisinya, Imam. Paling tidak saya berharap Imam mulai hari ini berbahasa Lampung yang baik, ya nggak ya, belajar sama-sama. Dan Imam datang ke rumah saya tadi, Bang Nyapan kepilih di sebelah Unila. Oke, di sana banyak macam-macam. Ada lagu Lampung, ya kan? Ada tarian Lampung, ada belajar bahasa Lampung. Ayo kita sama-sama bangun ini. Kita bangga menjadi orang Lampung, di mana bumi Lampung itu adalah salah satu negeri yang diciptakan saat Tuhan sedang tersenyum. Begitu Imam. Begitu bangganya kita, dan kalian, saya pikir patut sangat bersyukur KKN kali ini ada di Lampung. Sekali lagi, ayo kita sambut teman-teman kita yang akan datang ke Lampung, akan melakukan KKN di Lampung. Kita tunjukkan bahwa orang Lampung adalah orang-orang yang bermartabat. Begal dalam konteks Lampung adalah B Generation Admirable Lampung. Jadi mereka yang akan datang itu adalah begal-begal. Nah, begal-begal adalah generasi-generasi yang akan membanggakan Lampung. Sekali lagi, B Generation Admirable Lampung. Proud of Lampung. Welcome to Lampung for all of you. Oke? Okay? Terima kasih, Mam.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for Professor Admi. And well, everyone, unfortunately, our time is over. If participants have questions and wondering more about Lampung, I think with Professor Admi, you may write down the questions in the chat box picture, and our committee will send message to Prof. Admi to answer the questions, if you don't mind, Professor.
Sure, no problem.
Okay. Okay.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah, thank you very much. Well, everyone, thank you very much for your thoughtful discussions. Actually, our speaker is gaining unique insights from leading experts across various fields and universities around the world, and foster rich dialogues, fruitful discussions, and a network with a diverse speaker and audience. Therefore, I think it's kind of great opportunity for our intellectual enrichment. In the end, I would like to wrap up for this opening ceremony and the first thematic sessions of the International Student Community Engagement Program 2025. As we can reflect on the presentations and discussions, we could highlight and underline that Lampung contextually has potentials and challenges. From Professor Harkunti Pertiwi Rahayu, we learned the importance of disaster mitigation strategies and community preparedness in the face of natural hazard. Meanwhile, Professor Admi Sharif, he has shared deep reflections on the rich customs and cultural heritage of Lampung that remind us of the vital role of local wisdom or genealogy that plays a role in shaping sustainable community engagement. Well, I would like to thank you for our honorable guests, great speakers for present, sharing their expertise and insight with us today. And also, on behalf of the community, we thank all the speakers, guests, and dear participants for active participations and engagement during these sessions. Your thoughtful discussions, your thoughtful questions and contributions have added deeply to our discussions. See you on the next event and collaborations. Big applause to the speakers and all participants. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you, Professor Admi.
Okay, see you later.
Yeah. Thank you, Prof.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, for student, there is some announcement for you, especially for student who participate in ICSE 2025. Afterwards, we will have lunch and prayer break, so we will continue and meet again in a Zoom meeting for the next agenda around 1 p.m. Because we will have the afternoon sessions resume with Dr. Eng Ferzet Ahmad STMT as the chairperson of the ICSE 2025 for briefing students participating in International Community Service Program. And we will continue with Mr. Andre Febrianto, ESCOM, and MN will provide a briefing on how to use LMS effectively for students. Thank you very much for your attentions and participations. Bye-bye.